back row.
Okay.
Somebody want to move up here?
Okay.
All right, Sean. Awesome. Thank you. What's up, Eric? Good, man. Good to see you. Okay, who wants to generate the intentions of tonight and the intentions of the series? Who wants to do that? See here. Okay.
I've never done this before, so.
Perfect, yeah.
And I didn't want to be asked why I hadn't put my hand up, so. Okay. The relationship seminar, the basics of love, partnership, and romance. The intention of the series, to leave you naturally able to generate and express love, partnership, and romance. The intentions of the session, 1, to generate the distinctions that allow for completing a relationship. 2, to leave you with the ability to cause exciting, extraordinary results in any relationship.
Awesome, Kathy, awesome. Okay, everybody have a partner next to them? Yeah. Everybody, are we all even? Yeah. Scott, I just need one over here. Oh, no. Just for this, will you go with Mike?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what I want you to do. Turn to your partner without talking. Just be with them for a minute. Okay? Look them in the eyes and be with them. No talking. Okay, good. Okay, you can look at me now. So what are you present to? What's there for you? Just shout out from your chair. What are you present to? Yes, Zen. How kind she looks, yeah. Yeah, beautiful human. Bonnie? Peace. Mark?
How much you can say without words?
How much you can say without words? Yeah, Bob.
This is the woman that I get to go through life with.
Yep.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Courtney.
He's got me back.
Good. How do you look? Yeah. Tom? Yeah. Anybody else wondering what their face looked like? Yeah. Yeah, Ross? Same? Same. Yeah. Who else? That's very true. You can't. Yeah. That's very good. Cindy. The love that's bouncing back. Yeah, good. Michelle?
Yes.
Kindness. Kindness in his eyes. Lucy? Being with a new friend. Yeah, good. David?
Beauty.
Beauty. Beauty. Anita? Questions? Questions. Carol?
Really seeing someone and being seen and realizing how much I do not look at people.
Yeah, very good. Realizing how much she does not look at people. Troy?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like, where do I look? I can only really see well in one eye, so I feel like I'm staring at people.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if you can see out of both, you're only going to look at one eye. Yeah.
It's like awkward. Like, where do I look?
Yeah. Okay, got it. Got it. Yeah, Crystal.
It's just completely terrifying.
Yeah, I got it. It's completely
Like
terrifying.
I hear beauty, joy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I the only one that felt terror?
Yeah. Awesome. So glad you said that. Yeah, I totally got it. Yeah.
Expression.
Expression? Yeah, good. Yep.
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
Story.
Say the last part again.
Wanting to know like their story.
Okay. Curious about what their story is. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, that was just a little mini be with to get you present and, have you look at how much are you actually being with people out in your life. Okay? So we want to go over the assignments now. So the first assignment was to have at least 2 enrollment conversations. Okay. Who did that assignment? Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Who did not do that assignment? Got it. Got it. Thank you for that. Thank you for acknowledging that. So, don't let that take you out of the conversation. Okay? You want to now bring yourself into this conversation if you did not do the assignment. And this coming week's assignment, look at what stopped you from doing the last week's assignment. What was that? Whatever that is will stop you in other areas of life. Whatever the conversation, because that's all it was. Whatever conversation stopped you from doing the assignment will stop you from having the results you want. So just look at that and bring your full self to this conversation now. Great, thank you. Have at least 2 enrollment conversations. Share where you've been being inauthentic. Share the impact of having been inauthentic. Share the possibility that you've gotten for yourself and your life as a victory over the past. Who would like to share their enrollment conversations and what opened up from those? Okay, Eric? Rob's on fire tonight. Come on up. Anybody else? Yeah, hurry. Go ahead, Eric.
First, I just want to clean up with my group that I missed the call on Sunday, and I am committed to being on the call. I just want to restore my integrity around that because I have an agreement to be on that call at 9 a.m. and the week before I missed it, week before I was late, and this week I completely missed it. So I just wanted to acknowledge that I've been out of integrity with that.
Okay, good. So really good. So that's not a common conversation, what he just did, right? Most people in the world step over that, don't say anything about it. What I want to know, though, is what your group can count on you now for.
Oh, well, you guys can count on me to actually be on the call 10 minutes ahead of time and to schedule, to actually plan my day around that instead of trying to fit the call into like what I have going on for the day.
10 minutes ahead of time?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just looking at, that's your word?
Yeah.
Okay. 10 minutes ahead of time, I got it.
It'll be 10 minutes of silence.
I got it, yeah. Okay, so who's in his group? Okay. Anything you want to say about that?
Thank you.
Just wanted to acknowledge you, honor your work.
Good. Anything else, Jeff? Okay. All right. Awesome work, Eric. Rock and roll.
So I had I had 2 enrollment conversations. The
You know what? I gotta stop you again.
Yeah, but
This is a big deal, though.
yeah.
It's a big deal. Tonight's about completing relationships. And in relationships, we have a lot of incompletions. We give our word to things, and then we don't fulfill on it, and then we don't say anything about it. What happens when that happens? Yeah, more out of integrity. Like it's a snowball effect. And then there's greater distance between you and that person. So honoring your word, simply just like Eric did, will create a space in that relationship, or whatever relationship it may be, it'll create a space where anything, you can say anything to that person. You have any type of communication. And you want to practice this in all areas of life. So, thanks for really doing that first. Go ahead.
So I had two enrollment conversations. I had I have like a sister, a stepsister, brother, half brother. So I took on my sister, and she recently had moved away to Chicago, and what I noticed was that I never really ever listened to my sister, ever. I'm always like, I've always had it that, whenever she has like some sort of problem or issue that she's like talking to me about, it's like, oh, Eric, like, why don't you fix my problem? But that's never been what she's really wanted. And what I told her was that I acknowledged that I never listened to her. Like, I'm always trying to fix and change like her, try to fix and change her problem that she has like going on. And I took responsibility for that, because it's like really like created a huge amount of distance like between her, as far as like someone that she can call and and just have a conversation with. And so I enrolled her in the possibility of being someone that just listens and just cares. And then I had another conversation with my stepsister, and what was our going?
What did your sister say when you created that possibility?
Yeah, she loved it. She really did, because that's all she's ever wanted, was just to listen to her. And I acknowledged that I pretended to listen to her.
Yep.
I said that I listened to her, and really all it was just like, trying to be right about her situation. Whatever she had, like, I had the right answer for her, and she should do what I say. And then my stepsister, when you were talking about, last week, the 50-50 relationship, well, that's how it's been with my stepsister. It's been a 50-50. It's like, well, I'll only visit you if you visit me, or I'll only invite you here if you. And what I've noticed was that when we were talking about that, I was setting myself up to like sabotage that whole relationship. Like, like you call and you invite someone like a week ahead of time and like expect them to be there, and they can't. It's like it just didn't work. And when I called and told her like that that I wanted to like that I acknowledged like that we had a 50-50 relationship. And what I noticed was that she had no idea like how I felt about that. I really missed her, and that it was really something that I really wanted, and I felt I had a story about that she really didn't care, and that she was always wanting to like hang out with her friends, and her friends were more important, and which was like, which really wasn't the case. And she told me, she's like, I really don't have a lot of friends, and my family's like really important to me. And so what I enrolled her in was like, me taking on the responsibility of having the relationship. And so what I created was like I created a trip to the San Diego Zoo with her, and my niece and her fiance. And so like in my calendar, I have like every 2 weeks, like I'm going to send her a reminder that we're going to the zoo, because this way it's like it's something that like for me, like taking on the responsibility as opposed to just putting something in the calendar and just like, well, this is another thing you couldn't make it to.
Yeah.
And just like just constantly like being in communication about it, as opposed to just put it on the calendar and hope that it happens.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I got out of doing the homework.
Yeah, really good. Really, really, really great. So if you look at who you were being in both relationships, what would you say?
Well, I would say,
Who you were being?
oh, who I was being?
Yeah.
Oh, I was being, I was being right.
Yeah? What else?
I was being right about the relationships. I was being dominating.
Okay.
Dominating in the sense that that I would, cause something to not happen on purpose.
Yeah.
And then I would also blame them.
Okay.
I'd also blame them for not wanting to talk to me, or wanting to call me, or wanting to have anything to do with me.
So you were being right, being dominating, and being blaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and what was the impact of all that?
Well, what the impact was, it was distance, between them.
Totally. What else?
Distance, no communication, or one-way communication. And,
How about the impact as far as the experience of yourself? What was the conversation you were about yourself?
oh, well, they don't want me.
They don't want me.
Yeah, it was another, just like.
What kind of person would they not want?
A person would not want. Well, I guess someone that's bright and dominating and.
Yeah, that's for sure, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Any other impact you see?
Well, I get the impact that I see is my niece. I don't even know her. And I don't want that for my daughter. And I guess it's one of the things that I had when I was growing up that I loved was my aunt, my uncle, they were really close. I would go over to the house and hang out with them. They were always when my parents got divorced, they were always the people that were there,
Yeah.
that I could go and go talk to. And they were always the good aunt, the good uncle,
And you want to have that.
and I want to have
For your
it,
daughter.
yeah.
What's your daughter's name?
Sydney,
And what are your sisters' names?
Shannon and Megan.
Shannon. So now, what's the possibility that you're inventing for yourself, that you're taking on a way of being in these two relationships?
Well, so the possibility of inventing for myself in my life is the possibility of being responsible.
Being responsible.
Yeah. And,
Look for a second.
yeah.
Is there any others?
Well, being responsible and being loving and caring. That would be, if I look at it, that would be the possibility that.
And that is the possibility.
Yeah, that is the possibility. That is the possibility of being loving, caring, and responsible.
Yeah. And now that's who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now anything that's not that, what do you do with that?
Save it for another day.
So when you invent a possibility, you be sure that anything that's not that possibility is going to show up. It'll be right there. Any ways of being that you have that are not consistent with being loving and responsible and caring, they'll be right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other thing that I noticed was, one thing that I've done the landmark forum a couple times and stuff, one of the things I never like really did was like take on like, you know, sharing with my family. You know, I have like this like flower forms of this like weird thing that I do.
Yeah.
You know, and
Who else? Anybody else have that? Yeah, good. Good, good, good.
and I had this thing like, you know, like, well, you know, if they don't understand and get it, like, you know, why do I have to like participate in it? But I really love this. Like, I really love, you know, doing this, and like the freedom that I got out of like, you know, just sharing with my sisters, you know, about that. Like, I mean, like, you know, I like, you know, I talk to my friends, like, I was sharing ideas with them.
Yeah.
You know, I had like one of my friends was like talking about, I'm getting fat. You know, I was like, oh well, you know, this is what worked for me. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
like, you know, and you know, like my you know, one other thing too was like, I guess a third sibling like would be, you know, my stepbrother or my half brother, right? He you know, I've never really been able to like, you know, visit with him and hang out with him because he's always been, you know, active in school and tennis and doing all types of stuff. And so, you know, so I invited him to come over, you know, for the weekend, you know, on Saturday to go do jiu-jitsu, you know, with me. And I got a phone call from my stepdad. And my stepdad, the conversation was, you know, we think he's, you know, smoking weed. We know that you smoke weed, and we don't want you smoking weed with him. And I said, well, you know what? Like, you're in luck. Like, I don't do that anymore. That's, you know, I found out for myself that doesn't really solve anything. And you know, when he came over, you know, it wasn't an awkward conversation for me to have, you know, with him. It was just like, it was just sharing like what my experience has been with smoking weed. And I told him, like, you know, it's up, you know, like, you do what you want, like, it's your life. You have the, you know, you're gonna have to mess it up, you know, and figure it out for yourself. But it, you know, it wasn't the same kind of conversation that I would have had with my sister. If I didn't have, you know, I had distinguished that I don't listen to my sister.
Yeah.
You know, and I just listened to what he said. And I was like, great. I was like, you know, and, but if, what would have happened would have been, you know, me trying to like fix or change or don't do that, don't do this. And
Instead you just listen.
instead I just listened, and what I noticed was that because I'm not being that way, they actually can, like, I'm easy to hang out with. I'm not.
They can open up. They can be themselves around you.
They could be myself around me, because you know, just like I said, the whole thing about being authentic, right? It lets people, you know, be themselves out of being authentic.
Very true. Yeah. Awesome, Eric.
Thanks.
Great work. Great work.
So I had a conversation with my mom, and that was difficult because I had already had a conversation with my mom during the forum, and I was like, I was past that. It was, yeah, it was hard going back and like admitting that I just hadn't covered off on what I'd promised to do. So I told her, Mom, I've been disingenuous in the fact that I've been pretending to be a good son, that I'm pretending like I understand where you're coming from. I have a story that I'm telling myself that when you talk to me, you're just waiting for an opportunity to lecture me. And when in reality, it's a communication gap. Like, English is not your primary language. You speak Mandarin, and there's like something lost in translation. And what that's done is created this gap where we always fight for like no reason over dumb things. Where I know that you have your best intentions out for me. So what I'm creating is the possibility of me learning Chinese so that we can have real conversations on your home turf. And she was really excited by that. she started giving me like suggestions for like TV shows and programs that I could watch. Like started giving me vocab, and yeah, it was cool. So I'm excited.
Yeah, so say the possibility again.
The possibility of communicating in Chinese with you and being on your level.
Yeah, so what does being able to speak Chinese with your mom make available?
A deeper, more genuine connection, one where she, in a language that she understands, like communicating with her well.
Yeah, and what does that make available for y'all together?
A better, stronger relationship, one where we actually see eye to eye and there's less room for something.
Yeah, and what would that be like for you?
That'd be much better. I get stressed out by my mom.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna just look at it, right? Because I don't want it to be much better. Much better is more the same. It's just a little bit better. You don't want that either. Promise.
Yeah, you're right. It would be a real connection. The possibility of having a real relationship with my mom as opposed to just
That's not.
assuming.
Stop. Not as opposed to anything. Say what you just said without the oppose.
The possibility of having a real relationship with my mom.
How's that for you?
It's good.
A little different, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what does real mean?
Genuine.
Mm-hmm. What else?
One where I'm actively looking for solutions to obstacles that I would have just left in the way before. One where I'm 100% accountable for how that relationship progresses.
Anything else?
Nothing that comes to mind.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Good. So you get the distinction there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now you go and share that. By the way, Eric, you too. What there is to do with these possibilities is what? What do you do when you create a possibility? Anybody?
Oh.
Share it, right? How does anybody know you're creating a possibility if you don't share it? It's not going to do much in your head. I promise you that. Yeah. So you share it, and you share it, and you share it. Until it becomes part of who you are. Oh. I got my man in the back. Okay, we're gonna. Yeah, I don't need to say much. Larry Pearson, landmark forum leader.
I see some of my criminals. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What's your name?
I'm Rob.
Okay, Rob. Hello, everyone. I just kind of jumped it. I don't have my home training. Can I offer you something?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And I ask because if I don't ask, then I don't know if I can. How many of you ever start talking to people without asking permission for you to talk to them? It leaves them upset. Why? Because you didn't create a condition for the conversation to be heard. You with me?
Yes.
And without a condition for the conversation to be heard, you've already trained them that you're one way. So they're simply going to brace themselves for the way they know you to be. And then they don't hear you, they hear their reputation of you. You with me so far? Okay, good. You got that so far?
Got it.
And you created the possibility of what?
Of a real relationship with my mom.
Okay, good. Is that possibility the kind of possibility that leaves you in a new world?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good. Right? It leads you in a new world regarding your mom, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So one of the things that Brandon was creating is that what you created was a powerful possibility, right? And you've been going through your life that other way, yes?
Yeah.
And so you now created a new way to be in your life called being what?
Being genuine, being real, sharing
Yeah, with who?
with my mom.
Okay, good. So the possibility is being what?
Of being genuine and real with my mom.
Okay, good. When?
Today, now.
Okay, good. So you created a powerful possibility, yes?
Yeah.
Now, the possibility is only a possibility. How do you get the result of that possibility? See, what you created was a possibility, yes?
Right.
Now, how do you have that possibility be realized?
I need to enroll.
Okay, good. So if you read the bottom bullet, what does it say?
The results you get out of your participation in the Landmark Forum are a product of the possibilities you invent for yourself and enroll others in your having gotten.
You got that, right?
Yeah.
So it says, the results you get out of, yes, I'm a moving target. So it says, the results you get out of your participation in the Landmark Forum are a product of the possibility that what?
That you invent for yourself.
Okay, good. And you invented the possibility of being?
Of being genuine and having a real relationship with my mom.
Good. Full stop. You got that, yes?
Yeah.
Everybody follow so far?
Yes.
Now this is critical. This is how you have the possibility realized or get the result of that possibility. Because right now you don't have the result of that possibility, you just have the possibility. Who did not get that? Please don't act like you did if you didn't, just say so. So you get it. Good, thanks. What he created was the possibility. But he doesn't have the results of the possibility, he just got the possibility. You with me? Y'all got it so far? And a lot of times what happens is you'll create a possibility, the possibility will die because the possibility dies with you. And it says, and what?
Enroll others in your having gotten.
No, what's this word? And what?
Enroll.
Okay, good. What does that mean for you when you say and enroll?
It means sharing that possibility in a way that's real for me and especially real for them.
Okay, good. You missed a major step.
Okay. Which step?
Okay, good. This, enroll.
Oh, you meant, yeah, in terms of what I was doing. Yeah.
How do you enroll someone?
I have a conversation with them.
Okay, good. What kind of conversation?
One that's genuine where I share that possibility.
Okay, good. You missed a major step.
I did.
I know. Everybody follow so far?
Yes.
When you enroll someone, it's when you be authentic about where you're being inauthentic. Without that, it will fall flat. See, when you enroll someone, it's when you reach down inside yourself and have the courage to be authentic about where you've been inauthentic. That's where the possibility gets real now.
Cool. I feel like I had that conversation though.
Good.
Just with the different possibilities. So I'll just need to re-enroll.
Always. Look, I've been doing this for 26 years. I've been a form leader for 18. I just got off the phone with someone who I've been pretending that I wasn't impacted that they're leaving, and it actually, I was really impacted by them leaving. And it impacted all of my life because it's left me suppressed in areas of my life where I'm not suppressed. I've now been suppressed in my leading in my life because I miss this person because I don't trust people. Particularly white people. And 18 years ago, this person said that he would make sure that I didn't fail as a forum leader. And that's the first person I said ever that I trust you. I would trust people by default, not by creation.
Awesome.
So I walked in here after having that conversation. And I was scared to death. I was sweating. because it's something that I never wanted to tell anybody. And I told him that. So I had to be authentic about where I was being inauthentic. And in the space of that, I could share what I was really committed to, but I couldn't share it authentically because I wasn't being authentic. I was being full of caca. You with me?
I'm with you.
Yeah. So you didn't do that. You did something. Because if you did that, it would drop you to your knees to have to tell the truth that way. How many of you follow this so far? Because when you generate that kind of courage to tell the truth about where you're not, you're impacted in a way that you can't even imagine. Because when the truth gets told, you have freedom. But it takes courage to say that. The kind of courage that you haven't generated before. It's a new kind of courage to tell the truth about where you haven't been that way. You get that with your mom?
Yeah, I get it.
You get that, right?
Yeah.
You notice you didn't do that.
Yeah, I guess not.
You said what was comfortable, not what was authentic.
Got it.
Y'all with me so far?
Yeah.
And when you have that kind of conversation, enroll others, and you haven't gotten that possibility, they're left touched, moved, and inspired by what you created.
Cool. Thanks for the check there. I think I just got used to getting more comfortable with those conversations.
Very good. By the way, that's really well said. You get used to those conversations, so you start to dumb it down, and there's no more risk there because you got used to your formula. You're not there, but your formula's there. How you've worked it out to do it.
Cool.
You got that?
Yeah, I need to do another enrollment conversation.
Very good. How many followed this so far? You've worked out how to keep yourself intact. But if you let all that go, and everything you saw, let it all go, what's there? Let it all go, what's there?
Let all of what go?
All the stuff you've been holding on to, the looking good, avoid looking bad, trying to say it the right way, make sure you don't fall apart, you can't cry, don't let them see you sweat, got to keep the hairdo well, all worked out.
Yeah. I guess what's there is vulnerability. There's
very good.
Risk there as well.
It's
risk.
What's actually there is not vulnerability or risk. That becomes possible when what's there, if you get all that out of the way, what's there? If it's all out of the way, what's there? Don't look in your head.
It's just me. I guess it's just the relationship, just love.
Well, that's what's possible in that space. What's in that space, though? What's in that space? Nothing. It's in the space of that nothing that love and vulnerability shows up because there's nothing to protect from there because you can just be there where your mom is.
Cool.
And then you're standing in and has that possibility of that kind of relationship. And love and vulnerability and all that. So what's the possibility? The possibility being what? Because I heard something you're speaking. Being what? You get all that out of the way. There's nothing there. What's the kind of possibility you're really committed to being with your mom? Being what?
Real. Being genuine.
Real and genuine. But you stand in as a possibility of being real and genuine. You be that way. You'll say things you've never thought to say because you weren't being real and genuine.
Awesome. Thanks.
You got that right?
Got it.
Okay, good. That was awesome. I just had to stick my nose in.
I'm glad you did.
Really? How many of you got something in that conversation? But you notice the courage it took for him to have that conversation. That's the real victory. Is when you have that kind of courage. That's the victory over the past when you be that way. So can I count on you to do that?
Yeah.
And can I offer you something?
Yeah.
Don't just share that with your mother. Share that with everybody because the more you share it, the more real it becomes. So if you share with all your friends, your mother will get so much bigger, and so will you. And they'll get something for themselves that, wow, my friends got that kind of courage. That's the kind of guy I want to hang with.
That's really good. I generally just share with the person that I thought I was having that odd relationship relationship with.
Very good. And that's what a lot of you kill your possibility. You share that one person, then you stop sharing, and then it dies. But if you share with everyone in your life, it keeps expanding. You'll see new aspects for yourself, for them, for others.
Got it.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Really well done.
Thank you for
Sure.
walking me through.
Hey, no, I didn't walk you through. You did the work. You had the courage to have the conversation.
I'm not sure how to react anymore.
By the way, that's so good. Because now he's got to deal with who he really is. Versus some story about himself. You're screwed. We now know who you really are, that kind of man. You got that?
Yeah, we're good.
Well done. Let's acknowledge them, please. Someone have a question? Yeah, please.
As a half Chinese mom, I just want to add, you don't have to wait until you know how to speak Mandarin to have that loving, real relationship with your mom.
Very good.
It's awesome and beautiful. Do it. It'll be incredible, but you don't have to wait.
It's called choosing being now.
Thank you.
You got that? And if you need some support, form this weekend has been translated in Mandarin, so we got some support for you. Like I said, you're screwed. Well done. Anyone else have any questions? Any yeah-buts, how-abouts? Really? Yes, sir. Stand up, please.
I don't think I saw it,
Say it again?
but I'm not sure if I saw what Rob saw.
Okay, good. You're so good. Can you, are you okay with this hand for a second? I'm gonna roll up. Okay, good. This is so good what he's saying. This is so good. Say what you just said again. What's your name?
Huyan?
Huyan? Great. Say what you just said.
I don't think I saw what Rob saw.
Good. You're not going to see what Rob saw because you're not Rob. You'll see what you saw about that, not what Rob saw about that.
Okay.
Did you get that?
I think so.
Okay, good. How much time do you spend in your head?
A lot?
Okay, good. How's it working for you?
Not that long.
Good, I wouldn't keep that one then. Okay?
Okay.
But now what? What did you see for yourself about your life in that communication with Rob?
That I don't see a lot of things.
Okay, good. Not a problem. So where in your life do you have a loss of power, a loss of freedom, a loss of self-expression?
I don't know.
Okay, good. It's happening right now.
Okay. Okay. I see that.
You do, don't you?
Yeah.
What's happening right now?
Not sure what I can say or what I'm supposed to think.
Very good. And how much of your life do you go through that way?
Every day.
Good. So what are you pretending about your life? Or about you?
I'm pretending that I know what to say or do, but I never know what to say or do.
Yeah, very good. You pretend you know what to say or do, but you have no idea what to say or do. How many of you in life walk around like you pretend to know what to say or do, but you have absolutely no idea what to say or do? Very good. How's that? And the impact of that, of going through life that way, the impact of that unauthentic way of being and acting is what? Of walking around through life pretending you know that you know pretending you know what to say when in fact you really don't know what to say at all. And the impact of going through life that way is what?
Just confused about everything.
Perfect. You walk around, what's it like walking around the world so dull and confused?
Sucks.
It sucks. And what's the impact of walking around the world confused?
He's good. Not really. I don't know, just more confusion.
Yeah. By the way, that's a pretty big impact. How old are you?
22.
Yeah, 22-year-old walking around in a confused state called life. How present can you be with that life? Yeah, you just got no idea.
Yeah.
And then you go through life that way. What is it like going through life that way?
I never know what to do.
Just never know what to do. Can I give you another experience? Just being with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a dead man. No, you're a 22-year-old dead man. And you go through life as a 22-year-old dead man. Confused. You with me?
Yeah.
And the whole time you're being and acting this way, going through life that way, as a 22-year-old dead man who's confused, going through life that way. And the whole time you're being and acting that way, going through life, what's been missing for you is any sense of what?
Sense of being sure of stuff.
Being sure of stuff, good. Anything else? But you gotta be really straight. Going through life that way. What has it been going through life that way? What's been missing is any sense of what?
Certainty.
Certainty, yeah. And what else? It's right here. There's no what with you. There's no what with you.